right, and I am back. Welcome to our game of Zweihander as my dog knocks over my green screen. That's a good sign, right, everybody? That's a fantastic sign of how we're going to get started. I was about to mention in our chat that my dog was going to be a problem with this new setup because he was like rubbing up against the green screen, like trying to scratch his back. So we're going to roll with this for a second. First of all, before we get started and before I kick my dog out of this room, our sponsors. We have several sponsors here at Encounter Roleplay this season. Mage Hand Press, if you have not seen, we are running a Dark Matter game, and that is entirely through their Kickstarter. It is completely funded. I think they blew away basically all of their stretch goals, so go support it. It's Sci-Fi D&D 5th edition, which is like the best kind of 5th edition. Helmgast also sponsoring us, Cult of Divinity. If you haven't seen this maniac down below me in the first episode of our cult game, really fantastic. Morpheus also sponsoring us as well, and of course, as I mentioned in the World Anvil being a full-on World Anvil addict. I love making stuff on World Anvil. It's for making worlds, making characters, making things for games, for writing. If you join the Encounter Roll Discord, you can see me share all the stuff for this game like all the time. So love World Anvil, big user of that. So that is our sponsorship list, and I believe we're going to be jumping right into the game. So we find ourselves in the Opal Sea, a vast body of water, a coastline running along most of the most powerful nations and kingdoms of this world. But if you sail east from that coastline, far east, through the deepest and most temperamental waters of the Opal Sea, we find the Barbada Archipelago. It was stumbled upon by pure chance when a trading vessel, tossed about in a storm, became lost and came across a strange island that was not on any map. It proved to be an entire web of islands spanning out eastward, and now, a century later, there are some trade stops, port towns have been established, but still very little is known about this land. It's become a bit of a refuge for runaways, criminals, misfits, and those who didn't quite fit in. But these islands, they're a dangerous place. The wolf grows at an aggressive and astonishing pace inland. There's violent wildlife, and reports of those who have traveled inland and come back are of walking horrors that can only be explained by the abyss itself. No actual civilization has been encountered, though ruins have been found. Some of them claim that this is the mythical lost elven homeland, legendarily torn apart by civil war and abyss influence. But for now, independent ship captains use these islands as a home base, launching themselves west to plunder the shipping lanes and then disappear into the web of islands. And it is one of those ship crews that we will be following for this adventure. So we are going to go around and meet our characters while I fix my green screen and introduce my dog, apparently, as he's going to be a force of destruction on this show. Let's start with our current captain, Kit Calloway. Kit, if you will.
Happy to. Thank you very kindly. I'm Captain Kit Calloway. Until recently, first mate Kit Calloway. And, well, if I do say so myself, quite content in that role. Never really had any designs on being a captain myself. And some things happened. Well, see, I'm just sort of just a humble, how do I put this? Humble rich boy who likes to fight a lot. That's probably the most succinct way to put it. Never very good with money, and so I lost quite a bit, found myself in quite a bit of debt, and kind of had to fight my way out. Ended up fighting in bars, ended up fighting in fight pits, getting shit kicked out of me every single night, broke my nose God knows how many fucking times. And then when along came this captain named Beatrice, who said that she could get me out of there, said she needed a bruiser on her crew. I was happy to sign up. Been sailing with her ever since, happy as a first mate. And she decided to leave me in charge. And I don't think I'm up to it, but I'm going to do my damnedest. We've been stuck in port now for a while and haven't set out yet, but I'm doing the best I can, just trying to keep this fucking rat-tag group of people together. Hopefully, all I got to do is flex a little bit of muscle and they'll all fall in line eventually. But really, Captain, if you're out there listening, sooner you can get back here, the better, because this job fucking sucks. And that's Captain Kit Calloway.
Outstanding. Now, moving to the other part of the officer corps for this ship and forming with Kit forming one competent captain, we move over to our lizard person quartermaster. Laura, would you please introduce Zaz?
Of course. I am Zazkazi. Most people call me Zaz. And I am an Axlon. Sort of a salamander breed with a black-yellow mottled skin. As was mentioned, I am mostly the other half of what was previously a semi-competent first officer, now the other half of a semi-competent captain. So I don't know if that would make me the first officer, but it's never a title I'm going to use. I'm definitely the quartermaster, because Captain Beatrice is coming back, and I don't want to have rank issues involved. I used to live with a Atslon community, helping with logistics and engineering, but there were lots of people there doing that. I needed to go someplace where my skills would be appreciated, and this group can barely count to 10 with their all their fingers and all their toes, so I figured it would probably be a good place to start. That's it.
Excellent. Well, now we've met the officer leadership of the ship, but everyone knows that the heart of a ship is the kitchen. Moving over to our ship's chef. Hi, would you please introduce Mama Zara?
Hi. Zaravin Dex, or Mama Zara, as most people nowadays call her, is a middle-aged human woman, tan skin, pale green eyes, ginger hair that she keeps kind of in a messy knot on top of her head, but there's an odd streak of black that you kind of see peeking out from underneath her iridescent headscarf. She wears a long wine-colored velvet coat most of the time, but when she's in the kitchen, that comes off, and her big frilly apron goes on, and reveal like bird scars over her left arm that she'll tell you came from a kitchen accident many years ago, but she never quite goes into details about it. On her hip is a very large handgun, and on the other, her rolling pin. She's often looking at the stars, seeming to see more than what appears there to most people. Educated and comfortable with people from many social classes. Far from home and not your typical pirate at all. She's fiercely protective and compassionate, but there's like a sadness in her eyes that goes very deep. She's seen things, and they've left a mark in more ways than one, but she doesn't talk about them. Always wanting to do her best and take care of others. There's nothing Mama's Huckleberry Pie can't fix. But when the day's work is done, you can often find her sitting quietly at a little table, moon cards in front of her, waiting to speak to any who seek their guidance.
Outstanding. Let us move now to the ship's rather eccentric sniper, Vivi.
Yes. My name is Alize Devereaux. As you can see, I am a Breton. I'm an elf. I was born to a pretty rich aristocratic family, and I can drop the accent as fast as I want to because I kind of left that behind with my black sheep uncle who taught me how to shoot. We kind of had to run a little. We had a little bit of trouble. But the trouble was so bad. So we had to stop bounty hunting, and we actually ran all the way over to these islands to get him out of trouble. Now he's missing, and I really don't know if I'm ever going to see him again. We were, running, and I ended up with this crew, and where I'm now in charge, of shooting people and making the powder to make things go boom. The boom is the best thing.
And now to potentially the oddest member of the crew, at least in terms of background. Bren, would you please Steve, would you please introduce the only Skazak on the ship?
I can. So, I'm Bren Moonfur. I wasn't raised among Skazak for most of my life. I was actually rescued, with big quotation marks, by a traveling knight, paladin, something along those lines. He saw me as a good omen among the dozens of dirty Skarzak running around, and took me to an abbey where ostensibly I was supposed to grow to love the martyr, one of the many gods of the Zweihander universe. That did not necessarily happen because the nuns and the monks who ran said abbey were not necessarily on the straight and narrow, they were actually quite corrupt. And he was mostly used as cheap labor, because he was literally branded with the symbol of the martyr on his back, so it's not like he could really do much in running away. But unfortunately, their prejudice eventually ran out their desire for labor, as they were later raided by a different group of Skarzak, and Bren was blamed for the whole. If you listen to them, he let the door open for them. If you ask him, he'll vehemently deny that, but whatever faith he might have had in the martyr was thoroughly crushed. Left him destitute, roaming the land, and eventually, out of desperation, he simply took to following albatross. And through signs and omens, he gradually came to learn of a new goddess, that of the Leviathan, goddess of the sea, of sharks and albatross and all sorts of eldritch fun things. He now counts himself as a drowned one, a priest of the sea. And so while his fur is, bright white, there's a reason he's called Moonfur. His dress is more, not dour, but lots of deep blues and greens. He's definitely a born-again drowned one, if that makes any sense. And he takes his duties very seriously, and many of his tenets are essentially sailor superstitions, but blown up. So, if he says no whistling on deck, that's not just a superstition to him, it's the commandment of the Leviathan. But he has his lighter side as well. He often leads the crew in singing various shanties, which are for working to, and forbitters, which are for playing to, which one of the officers does not necessarily appreciate, but they're basically psalms to the Leviathan, so, yeah.
As a quick note, thank you, Celeste, for that gifted subscription to Vivi. Very kind of you. You can bless this crew of misfits with critical successes or critical failures if you wish. as you can see, some of us have some rolled over crits and crit fails from last season. So feel free to enhance their chances of survival, because I'm going to be doing my darndest to kill them all. Well, maybe not all of them, maybe just Colin. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
You want this?
I love that you actually have like a cutlass that you have.
Of course,
one.
I actually have. You met me? Come on.
I have. I just like that you have a prop that is entirely off screen and just there just in case.
It's mostly moral support, to be honest with you.
I mean, I have this Peter tankard.
Cheers.
Lotrovia.
Well, we now move into our story, finding ourselves in the oldest and largest settlement of the archipelago, Somara. It was once an infamous pirate haven before the powerful trade city of Varas moved in and seized control. Law has come to Somara about a decade ago. Now Somara has a reputation of being an infamous pirate haven with a corrupt and self-interest Valorian governor controlling it. The Wilde had been at sea for nearly 3 months, or nearly 2 months, when it was ambushed by a famed Venesaran pirate hunter with a score to settle there. Though thanks to Captain Beatrice, the Wilde escaped with minimal casualties. The ship took significant damage. It has been docked at Samara for the better part of a month. The captain, shaken by her experience, has slipped away to settle her grudge with the pirate hunter personally, leaving her crew out of it. The crew currently finds itself at the Splintered Mast Tavern, a famed waterhole constructed from the hull of a beach ship, celebrating maybe for the end of the repairs. I think it has a little bit more of a somber feel to it this night, but they are preparing to hit the water for the first time since the departure of their captain. And this is where we find ourselves. Let's begin with asking the question. Let's start with the captain. Where do you find yourself sitting in the bar?
Well, there's a spot. There's a spot right at the end of the bar, kind of right near where the service end. People come and go out of there. Always been my usual spot. That was actually where me and the captain used to hang out all the time whenever we were on shore. And this time around, it's just me, by my lonesome. Taking in one too many drinks at this point, probably. Kit is sitting at the bar with his hands around his tankard. Several empty tankards laid out in front of him, and he's in a bad way right now. The looks like the fear of heading out to sea soon is getting to him. Of having to actually do this fucking captain thing he didn't really want to do. And he's just kind of talking aloud to no one in particular, but hoping that the bartender, Old Howell's, listening. Old Howell's known him a long time. And he's it just kind of mid-story without any context. It's just, yeah, so that's when she cut the rope. She swung right from the top of the mast onto the other ship. Fucking show off. But man, oof, it looked cool, I'll be honest with you. It looked fucking cool. Yeah. And then I was over there, had my sword out, stabbed guy. Oh man, I should have been there, Hal. Should have seen it. Something else. Sorry about that.
An elderly.
Can I get another one, Hal?
Yeah, I was gonna say an elderly, wrinkled elf with kind of straw textured white hair behind the bar just slides a tankard across and says, sounds like it was quite the sight.
Yeah.
Her giving Captain Boner the slip was quite the talk for weeks.
Was it now?
Well, you get away from a pirate hunter that famous, it makes folk talk.
Yeah, that's true. She kicked her ass, too. Shot her right in the fucking back. Boom! I mean, oh, you know, I'm shit with a gun, man, but, oh, man, BS, that girl, oh, she can shoot. Right between the shoulder blades. Hell of a shot, man. Couldn't make that shot if I fucking tried, Hal. And I've tried.
So, as Kit is slowly attempting to drown himself on land, where do we find Mama Zara in the splintered mast?
Mama Zara is probably in the kitchen, like, just wrapping up the last thing, you know, pulling a nice fresh pie out of the oven, making sure it's absolutely perfect. Just getting, you know, things all situated, you know, organizing the kitchen that has come to be her home again while we've been back on leave at the moment. You know, took back her old job for a little bit. You know, she's always wants to stay busy. So, she probably comes out and serves up a little bit. Sees old Hal over there, and he's just like probably giving her, and she's like, you know, like there's one in the back for you. Don't worry. I saved you a whole pie all for yourself.
Hal walks over and just says, "Yeah, it's damn nice having you back here." And he looks around to the full room and says, "Whenever you're here, and whenever you're cooking, the room's always full. With Captain Beatrice being gone, I don't suppose this is finally when you come back home and just work for me."
Oh, you know, someday it was nice to be back, but you know, you take care of people here when they're in port, and I gotta keep an eye on the kids when they're away at sea. Someone's gotta look out for these guys.
Hal just kind of shrugs at the rejection and just like, I had to ask.
I know.
I know. He looks back over his shoulder to where Kit is deep into his drinks, and he just says, "Callaway gonna be okay?" He looks kind of rough.
Yeah, he's in a spot at the moment, but I'll keep an eye on him. I think he'll pull through. He's got more metal in there than he lets on, I think.
I know the captain meant a lot to him. And he turns around and is just like, I gotta get him another drink, but I know the captain meant a lot to him, but you keep an eye on him.
I will.
And he goes and fills up another tankard.
Someone's gotta keep him.
Yeah. Slides the tankard across the Kit without saying a word. So, where in this whole, like, celebration / almost wake do we find Elise?
Well, Alize is in the corner throwing knives with some friends that she just made, who don't quite know yet how good she is with ranged weapons, and she's just pretending. Oh, the troll, yeah, I troll, yeah, and trying to totally rip them off and have them pay for drinks while she is, you know, pretending she doesn't know what she's doing. And also try to keep an eye out about her uncle.
So you're working a hustle right now. This sounds like an ideal opportunity for us to integrate in our little subscriber boon. So as you begin to intentionally miss one of the folks you're playing with, a very large fellow. You actually he's known around these parts a bit. He is an ogre, Gulrag. He's a small ogre, as ogres go. He's only like 6'6", and he's a bit of a local cutthroat. He's never met you before, and as you intentionally miss, but seem to be having a good time, he just kind of smiles and takes about 3 gold coins out of his pocket and lays them in a little line right in front of you and says, "What do you say we make this sound a bit more interesting?"
Oh, the new friend taking advantage of the poor elf. By the way, Alize is 6'2", so he's not quite as tall as he wants her to be, but she's kind of like, yeah, well, I have a little bit of money, and she just puts 3 on the table. Yeah, we can make these fun.
Outstanding. Well then, let's have a little bit of fun, and what do you think? Whoever puts 3 throws closest to the bullseye wins.
Oui. Yes, sir.
All right. So
Allez.
he's going to attempt to throw his knives. He has no marks in simple melee, so he is looking for a straight 45 here. So he's going to throw 3 times, and he is going to, where are we? Badly miss, and hit. So as he rears back, one goes like flying off into part of the room and like knocks over someone's cup. The other one hits the post that the target's on, but doesn't actually hit the target. And then the final one lands credibly, like one part of the blade just barely touching the outer ring of the bullseye. There's a bit of an uproar. One of the, like, someone's tankard goes flying from the throwing knife. When they turn to say that it was Golrog that threw it, they just all kind of like, whatever, and let it go. And he goes, "Oh, that's one." So, Vivi, if you'll be so kind as to roll me some simple melee or simple range tests.
Yeah, that is under my combat 53. Is
Yeah,
that
it's
it?
under your combat. Yep, that would be you're looking for a 53. So go ahead and so first one, not super close, but actually still pretty close.
Right, and then
All right, that's a hit. That would go to and so you throw, but yours, with aiming for a 53, you got further under, so you actually land a good solid part of the knife in there, and he just kind of looks over at you. He walks over, he like gets his face really close, like he's being a total dick about inspecting it, just like, yeah, just fine, take it. And you gain 3 additional gold coins as you have hustled an ogre. Now,
just barely.
At this point, the door to the tavern opens, and a salamander at Atsland walks in. Zaz, you have arrived at this wintered mass. Where do you go?
So I walk in, stop inside the door, look around. I don't really like it here. It's crowded. And I see Kit trying to avoid me, and walk directly over and sit next to him.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Zaz. How are you?
Repairs
What you been
finished.
up to? Oh, really? We ready to go?
Yep. We got the cargo
That's good.
sold. New set of supplies and provisions in. So I suppose when you're ready to set sail, we're ready.
Yeah, getting ready. I'm getting ready right now. I'll be ready. I'll be ready in 5 minutes, probably.
You're not gonna steer the ship like that, right?
Oh shit, that is something I have to do now, isn't it? Fuck.
Well, I mean,
all right.
I can steer the ship, but Captain Beatrice liked to steer us out of port.
Yeah, that's tradition, isn't it? Yeah, we got a captain supposed to steer out of. Yeah. Okay. Hal, can I get water, please?
Would you prefer to wait till the morning when you're a little bit more lucid?
Could we? Yeah, that would actually be good. Do you mind? What's one more day? We've been here a couple months.
We have. I hate this place. Yeah, no, I'll let the rest of the crew know bright and early tomorrow morning.
Maybe not bright.
Okay.
Early, like
After
early,
lunch
but
tomorrow afternoon.
early, but not bright. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, that sounds good. After lunch. Yeah, after lunch sounds good. So, I like that.
All right.
Yeah.
I will, Oh! I was able to find a buyer for your barrel of whale oil.
Oh my god. Thought I was never gonna get rid of that shit. Oh my god. Whew, what are they gonna use it for? Because I mean,
I got a whole 5 gold crowns out of it. It was divided up with everything else as part of the cargo. So, you're good on that end.
as you
Apparently
are
they're going to use it for cooking oil or something.
I told you, cooking oil, right? It works. It fucking burns so. Oh shit. Says you're an angel.
It doesn't.
Well,
Well,
not on the. Yeah.
excellent. That I've reported. I probably should talk to Mama Zara, and then I'll just stay on the ship again tonight. I don't like it here. And they sort of lick their eye nervously as they look around at all the people.
Yeah, it didn't used to be like this. It used to be hell of a lot nicer back in the day, but now they got like fucking law and shit here. It's awful. It used to be you could do whatever the hell you wanted in this city, but now we got people going around saying, "Oh, you're gonna get written up for that, or you're gonna go to jail." It's fucking bullshit, man. It didn't used to be like this. Back when me and B used to hang out here years ago, and it was just
I know this
free for all.
This is where I met you.
Oh shit! Sorry, I'm at the bottom of a few of them right now, Zaz. It's I'll be all right. I'm sorry. I'm freaking out a little bit.
It's not
but I'll
a
be
problem.
okay. You seen
Can
Brand, by the way?
No, he doesn't really stay on the ship when he's in port. And you know I don't leave the ship if I can avoid it.
I know. Sorry I made you come looking for me.
It's not a problem. It's part of my job to report in on repairs. And I need to talk to Mama anyway.
Sure. And hey, if you're sleeping on the ship, go ahead. I'm gonna stay here tonight. You can sleep in my cabin. Bed's a lot nicer. Go ahead.
Your cabin?
Well,
You mean Captain Beatrice's cabin? Have you moved up there?
yeah, Zaz. That one. Captain Beatrice's cabin. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I think I'm coming on the ship tonight, actually. Yeah, in Captain
Okay, well-
Beatrice's cabin.
That's fine. I mean, I like my hammock, so that's cool. I'm gonna go in the.
All right, good talk, Baz.
Mama's in the kitchen, right?
Yep, Mom's in the
I-
kitchen. All right. See you later, Zaz. Good talking to you.
So very easy for Zaz to locate Mama Zara as Kit begins drinking in earnest now.
Yeah, I think at this point, like, Mama Zara comes out with, you know, another plate of food for another table, and sees Zaz here in the bar and walks on up.
Mama,
So,
can I get a second of your time? Or you busy?
of course, Zaz. No. Oven, it'll keep.
Have you first thing, repairs are done. You can spread the word around. We're leaving tomorrow afternoon-ish.
I figured they'd be done soon. It's good to know that we'll be back out there. We should celebrate tonight. One last night here in port.
Oh,
Have a drink with us.
is being
I
in
know
port
you don't
one of
like
those
to
things
stay
we
here.
celebrate? I mean, it
Yeah.
is being in port one of those
You
things
know.
that we celebrate now.
I'm just like celebrate the adventure that comes in the morning. You know,
I should be here for that, right?
one last.
For crew morale. I should be here if we're celebrating.
I know you don't like to be here, but you know, maybe spend a little bit of time, have a drink. You know, it'll be good for morale, and then you can slink away. I'll cover for you.
I'm good at slinking away.
I know.
I slink
Yes,
really well.
you do.
Crew hasn't really come to the ship much while we've been aboard. Is there anything going on that I should know about, other than Kit's beverage consumption?
Not really. Yeah, you know, Kit's having a bit of a rough go of it, but I think he'll come around when he's back at sea and like occupied.
Yeah. No.
And I know you'll
would be
help.
good for all of us.
I know you'll help keep the Wilde like going, functioning.
That's what I'm here for. All right. I guess I'm gonna look around and see if there's sort of a dark, shadowy corner with an unoccupied table that I can go sit at and to be part of things for the minimum amount of socially required time before leaving.
Well, it being a pirate bar, all the tables and shadowy corners are quite hidden, but there is a shadowy spot that you can stand.
Okay, I'll go
Um,
stand awkwardly in a shadowy spot, pretending to be social for the minimum required amount of time.
Where do we find Bren in this tavern?
And then I think we'll probably be just coming in. Probably was over at whatever can be counted as a shrine to the goddess, laying offerings and saying prayers and whatnot. So he's just getting to the party. Kind of walk. He's got his usual robes. He's got kind of this staff that he's not leaning on. He does walk with it, which has attached to the top a hook, kind of in a cruel mockery of a shepherd's crook. Kind of goes in, looks around, kind of hard to see because he is a Skrezak, so he's quite small. But finds Kit, kind of scurries up the stool, sits next to him. I see you're giving your liver quite a punishment there.
Just trying to see if I can pickle it.
You know, in fairness, I've met a few people who've come quite close, but then they kind of lost the ship, and, well, you doing all right?
Well, good news, Brent. I'm not
Yeah.
allowed to die captain's orders, so I've never disobeyed direct orders in my whole life, so I have to die now. But shit, gonna see how close I can get.
Right. So,
Ugh.
Kat, you know, I know you and I don't always see eye to eye. I mean, I'm like 4 foot tall. Not exactly.
I wasn't gonna
towering
make the joke, man. I was thinking I wasn't gonna say it.
Fair enough. I know you and I disagree on a lot on how the ships run,
Yeah.
but all things ending, you're still my shipmate, and for the time being, you are my captain. So,
Rest of them
Whatever you
sure as
need.
fuck don't seem to think so.
well then, you can at least count on me. I will be here for you. Be it material aid, prayers, or a good smack in the face if you need it.
Actually could use one of those right now. Just
It just
go on.
goes. Probably doesn't do much because he's a little itty bitty guy.
Alright, well. That's more of a mosquito bite, but appreciate the effort, thank you.
Yeah.
Brand,
Well, I mean-
I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna have to get used to this, that's all. And I appreciate your help.
Yeah. Well, you know what may at least lift your mood for the night. A little
Are
bit
you
of
gonna
song.
sing?
I am.
You know, normally I don't like this, but we're not on the ship right now, man, and I could go for that shit.
Fair enough.
Go on, Bran. Here's to
It kind of idles up. He gets his own little glass. Of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wet to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass and drink a health, whatever befall. Gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all.
And there's a loud like hurrah from around the room as the room had gone silent during the song, and many of those in the room join in the cheer. And one voice calls out above the rest in a loud "Ha! Those wild fucks!" And you see the ogre that had just been hustled a few gold coins, Gulrog, turning and going, I was in Calais a few weeks ago. I run into bonus crew. They said Captain Beatrice ran headlong into a trap. Said almost got her whole ship sunk. She's fucking dumb as a post. Survived on pure luck. And you're all toasting yourselves like you've done something rather than what? Run away?
Hey, asshole.
He stands there.
Come a little closer and say that, why don't you, motherfucker?
He walks
That's
right
good.
over to you and just is like, and what are you? Captain?
The captain's about to beat your fucking ass in the street. You don't shut your goddamn mouth.
He just leans in and says, fuck you waiting for the street? I'm right here, asshole.
Das
There's not gonna be any
start
hesitation.
going over to be closer so that they can try to put a stop to this if possible.
I'm swinging. Fuck this guy.
All right. Let's go with the. You can throw. You can make one attack, and then we will go and do initiative. So roll
All right. I'm gonna make that
a roll attack. Yep.
Okay. So. Where's my... That's not good. Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's not good.
So this is like truly athletic aid since pounding all those drinks. So you attempt to throw a punch as you get out of your stool, and it gives way, and you slip.
I have
a
crits.
bit. You do crits. Well, would you like to do initiative and spend them, or do you want to use it on that initial sucker?
I want to sucker punch this asshole.
Okay, we can.
I forgot about the
spend
crits.
one of the crits, and despite you getting up, and he kind of like jerks back like he was expecting it, but you actually slip forward and you end up cracking. So go ahead and roll me your damage.
Yeah, dude. It's just a D6, right? I forget these things.
Mm-hmm.
Right, just a D6.
Yes, it's a D6 plus your brawn bonus because you're, I'm assuming, using your fists.
It was a 6,
explode.
and oh yeah, cool. 6s explode.
So roll it again.
So,
Yeah.
And a 1. Okay. Well, and then my brawn bonus is a 6.
So that's gonna. So give me total damage.
So that would be 13.
13 damage. That is going to drop him to. That's going to drop him 1 level. As you crack across, and you see his head come back, smiling as there's blood dripping down his lip.
I'm glad it didn't take
Alright.
1 punch to knock you down, fucking asshole, because I'm gonna enjoy this.
Let's fucking do this then. So everyone who wants to get involved with this fight is going to roll initiative. So roll your D10 and add your initiative modifier.
Okay. Do the advanced dice roller here.
All right. So
That's gonna be for me. Oh god damn it, 9.
oh no. Now as this begins, you see three other like scumbags who are sitting at the table with this guy, kicking their chairs back, starting to stand up. So you can see a bar fight brewing here, as I do believe it is going to be is it Mama Zara going first? Oh, it's going to be Vivi. How do you say your character's name? You're muted.
Beef.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, here. Yeah.
All right, you are going first. So
Easy.
go ahead and what would you like to do in terms of this? This is a bar fight. So nobody's drawn any weapons yet. So how would you like to proceed?
Well, hit him on the head with my full tankard, like smack him.
Sounds excellent.
So
You're going after the ogre fighting Kit or one of the friends standing up?
the ogre, as I was trying to get him to pay attention to me, and he didn't pay attention to me. Now she pissed.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. So go ahead and roll me a simple melee attack or simple melee test.
Okay, and the one dot is plus 10.
Plus 10 to your overall skill. Yes.
Okay, so that's 63 then.
Oh, that hits. So now you are going to roll a d6 and add your brawn bonus to it. So wherever the number next to your brawn.
All right, so that's 7.
7 total. So you have your tankard and you smash it on the back of his head. Your tankard explodes. The contents of it splash all over him as he just kind of like glances over his shoulder like he barely felt the blow.
He's like, the beach, the little beach.
Yeah. You still could do an additional turn if you would like to try to trip him up, or if you would like to try to like throw something in his eye, or something like that.
Well, do I have something I can throw in his eyes? Well, is there pie on the table?
Yes, there is food on the table.
I mean, we
Go
could
ahead and
totally
roll.
throw some pickleberries.
Go ahead and roll me a guile test. So guile will be down in your fellowship.
Ooh, guile. There! 0?
Yep.
I really have to see it. I thought I had to take that. I guess not. All right.
Yep, go ahead and roll me. Yeah, let's see what you get.
So I'm just gonna roll fellowship.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Nope.
So no, doesn't work. Because you attempt to throw pie in his face, and it sails wide. Kit just to like duck it as it comes by his face.
Not the pie, Alize, not the pie.
Easy on the pie now.
Is going to be Mama Zara. Mama Zara, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Mama Zara's gonna walk up to Ogre Dude, and she's got her rolling pin because she's been cooking all night long. And I'm gonna casually, like, drop it on his foot. And be like, oops! It was slippery from all the flour from the pie.
Is this an attack or a takedown that you're attempting?
I was, yeah. Oh, I forgot takedown was the thing. No, just a attack. And we'll see.
Okay.
Like, I just
So
want to, kind of mess him up a little. If I can. For melee. Yep, it's gonna do it.
For 39. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah. And he has to resist toughness or be pushed out of engagement. Kind of.
Oh, that.
Just because of the properties of the weapon.
The rolling pin hit really, really hard.
The rolling pin hits real hard. It's a cudgel.
He does not. He does not. He gets knocked backwards as he like grabs his foot up and like hops back on one foot, just being like, "Ah, you bitch!" As he looks over.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna like pick up the rolling pin and be like, "So sorry, I slipped," and I'm like whisper in his ear, like, "No one talks bad about our pin."
Okay.
We're still here,
It
and
sounds
you're
like
a drunk
we're gonna
ogre
have to
drinking
do
in a bar.
quick. It sounds like we're gonna have to do a quick restart here as things are getting a bit choppy. So let's go ahead and to initiate that, and we will be hopefully. Yeah, it sounds the downside of the triple feature is things can get a little choppy. So we're going to take a quick second to reboot things here, so we can get rid of some of the chop and get to a pirate bar fight. All right, we are back. That downside of having a triple feature. Twitch gets twitchy. We are in the midst of combat as ogre insults the captain. Not a good move. Not a good move if you want all of your teeth still in your mouth. We have completed Mama's turn, if I'm remembering correctly. So going into the bad guy's turn, as he's going to make the first move here, and he's going to attempt to grab Kit by the throat with a chokehold, and he utterly fails as he shoots his hand out for Kit. Just very calm, very professionally slaps the hand away as if it was a jab and just slap down. The ogre is going to follow that up with a punch, trying to take Kit's damn head off. And it's hopefully rolling. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting. There we go. That hits Kit square in the face. So let's see. The ogre only rolled a 3, so you're getting off a little lighter. That's 13. 13 damage. I'm just think that drops you at least 1. As
so my big number is 8. My first threshold is 14, so that's shy of the first.
Oh yeah, so it only drops you one. It only drops you 1 threshold. Your head snaps back. You feel something in your nose crunch, and it was just that cartilage breaking again.
Not the first time, man.
He's going to bank 1 AP for parrying. The other 3 people getting up as they start moving out. One of them moves towards Mama Zara and is going to attempt a, I'm going to call it a takedown, but essentially he's going to try to grab you and take you out of the fight. And he's going to fail. So he is not going to hit Mama Zara. She is not overly violent in this, as you kind of disguised your action as oops. However, how do we say your character's name? You corrected me, you were muted. How do I say your character's name?
Alize?
Alize, however, took a very aggressive action against this. The other is going to come up and try to deck you in the face, and is going to hit. And doesn't do sufficient damage. What is your damage threshold number? Big number damage threshold. 5? Oh, is it
6. 5 or 6?
Well, he does 6 damage exactly, which means that he does not. So you kind of lean into it a little bit, and the punch lands on your shoulder and doesn't actually do you any harm. Now, next is Bren. These all of them getting involved. There's another one standing by, looking like it's watching the crowd, waiting for anyone else to jump in.
Okay, so hypothetically, if I were to cast a spell that was conical ape, would I be able to kind of get all the finding asshats?
I'm sorry, say that again.
If I were to cast a spell cone-shaped area of effect, would I be able to catch all?
You would get that. It would definitely involve some innocent bystander patrons.
Oh, fair enough. We'll go with the more precision aspect. You will use a magic missile at the one that was trying to get the new captain by the hull. So that will be, I believe, an incantation test.
All right. What level of magic is it?
This one is a generalist.
Generalist? Okay, so
So-
you're doing a flat incantation test then. It is. You are not being engaged at the moment, so we're going to do flat. Just standard test.
Fair enough. So let's see. E100. Oh, actually works.
So, who are you taking this towards?
The one that had was trying to get Kit by the lapels.
All right.
So the one that's like right
roll,
here.
Roll your damage.
Right. That is 10 plus spells. 20, 10 plus 5.
Oh boy. Oh,
That's an
there we
11.
go. So he is now moderately wounded, and I don't believe magic can inflict injuries. So he is now moderately wounded. As what does Bren's magic look like when you throw these magic missiles?
So this particular variant of the spell Magic Missile, Bryn typically refers to it as the goddess's fire. It's essentially a lump of Saint Elmo's fire. So it's kind of got this luminescent blue-green aspect to it, kind of crackles almost like ball lightning. It just sends it flying.
So you see this streak across the room into the ogre, and the little like bits of lightning jump up his arm as he twitches and is rocked back. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Bren, as you have dropped him another threshold?
I would say, would I be able to do inspiring words?
You would.
Okay.
So go ahead with your
for this
test.
Right. D100. 63, I don't think that's going to make it.
Probably not. I would imagine not.
Ship. No, sadly not.
All right. We are going to. I was going to say, you have 1 AP left. Do you want to bank it? Now you've drawn the attention of that one person left who, after firing lightning into his friend, he's coming your way.
We're going to bank that one.
All right. Before we get to the person who took the weight action, Kit, the ogre jumps with lightning. His eyes dart over to the side to look at your friend Bren. It is now your turn. What do you do?
Step 1, take aim on this guy.
All right.
Which, I mean, I just do that, right? There's nothing to do there. So spend an AP to take aim.
Yep.
Spend an AP to take aim, and now punch him. And because I have the beatdown talent, if I hit him, he has to resist a takedown.
Outstanding. So punch him.
I have a crit. I'm using it.
Yep. Go ahead. All right. So go ahead and roll damage, and then I will roll to resist the takedown.
All right. So the damage. All right. So here's your D6. A 6, which explodes.
Oh.
Same exact
All
thing
right.
as
We're
last time.
gonna have to announce a quick break as we roll the damage.
Right.
So I think
It's
we're going
another
to have to.
13 total.
Yeah, we're going to be moving off this server real quick. We'll be right back, everybody. Sorry about the technical problems. Twitch is so much fun. All right, welcome back in. As you can see, we have switched servers, and we are now in LA. And we are going to be continuing our adventure here as we are not only fighting ogres and pirates in a bar, we are also fighting technology itself as we continue to soldier through. Kit, you have just punched an ogre in the face, And as everyone can see off to my side there, I rolled a 98 on the resist to takedown. So as Kit just cranks into a big right hand, the ogre's jaw, like the head snaps and his legs just jelly and he drops to his ass as you have knocked him down. What would you like to do now?
Now, I would like to chokehold his ass. I'm going
All
to
right.
spend my last AP to do a chokehold. Because I have the clinch fighter talent, his ability to resist is penalized by -10.
Ooh. So go ahead and give me a roll for your chokehold.
Sure, that is, let me see.
That,
Chokehold is an athletics
Okay.
test.
yes, it is, and it has to be resisted by athletics.
Okay, so that's going to do it.
All right, I am going to, even though we are not on our server anymore, so these are different things. So I'm not technically stealing anybody's here. I'm going to use my natural 1 that I have sitting in my screen here, because this is the moment where Kit just wraps an arm around this guy's neck. And what do you say to him as you start putting the chokehold on?
Apologize to Bia, you fucking son of a bitch. I want to hear you say, I'm sorry, now!
And as you do this, you just hear, as he can't actually speak.
I loosen a little bit. I can't hear you. What was that?
And at this point, it is now Zaz's turn.
Son of a bitch. I want to hear him say, I'm sorry.
You didn't think you were gonna get that far, did you? So Zaz
captain can
comes up
dream.
behind all this and grabs Kit by the shoulder, says, "It's not worth this. The law's in town. Let's get out of here."
And it's ever so fortunate that Zaz mentions this, as the front door is kicked inward, and a variety of humanoids entering, wearing somewhat regular uniforms of those in Valorian heraldry, as they go, "Stop! Break it up! Break it up!" And a dwarf with a pistol in hand just walks up and sees Kit holding onto this guy and goes, "All right, son, you let that go right now. Let's not do anything stupid now."
But the pie, the ogre threw the pie,
Yeah.
wasting
Well-
Mama Zara's pie.
Ma'am, if that was a choking offense, we'd be choking a lot of folks around here. Let him go. Let him go.
All right. Take it easy
Right.
now, folks.
He just looks around at all of you and goes, and as more of these soldiers start coming in, and you see Hal just kind of like, you best go with them. Let's not make this, please, not in here, guys. As the dwarf just looks at you,
You
goes,
guys hungry?
"I'm gonna need all you to
You
come
could-
with me."
You could use a bite.
And he
No.
looks down, and the ogre points at Lady Zara and is like, "She hit me with a rolling pin."
Did I say you could
dropped
fucking talk?
It was an accident. I'm really sorry.
And
Let me get you some pie. You
each
can
of you
have
are
some pie
grabbed-
too.
Each of you are
Go along
grabbed
now,
by
come on.
one of the guards
Come on.
in as they bring you out. Bren, you are not implicated in any of this, and yet they still just haul you up and take you away.
I mean, I did throw
You
magic,
did
fire at
so
a
that
guy.
might be.
Fire out of his hand. How is he not implement?
He's good.
As you are
If he's not implicated,
pulled
I'm glad he's
out-
in our crew.
As you are pulled out into the streets of Samara, you can see as you come out into the streets, there is a heavy fog on the water rolling towards the town. The stone fort recently constructed, stands looming over the town and the harbor. Lights lit in several of the windows, figures walking its ramparts, and that is where you are dragged and thrown inside the equivalent of the drunk tank. As you are all in the same cell, your weapons and all your implements are stacked neatly in view, well out of reach. as you are all lounging in the cell, and there is a single female elven guard standing well back as you are all thrown in, and she just kind of looks you all over and goes, "Well, now I have a full tank tonight. See you all in the morning then, when we'll decide what it is we're all doing with you." And you are all thrown into the equivalent of the drunk tank.
And no
I,
pow.
I haven't even had
By the
anything to
way-
drink. I am completely sober.
But
I'm
singing,
not
They're
sorry.
going to make me stay in
the
here
singing
all
was
night,
good.
and I'm blaming you for this.
Still not sorry. Did you hear what that fucker said?
Yes.
You think the captain would have taken that shit? You think the captain would have
I
accepted
do.
that kind of?
I think she
Well,
would have
I did
said,
take him for 3
"We
gold
really
crowns,
don't
so
need
I
to
think
get
that's
into a
fair.
fight over that."
Fucking Beatrice swang across the fucking off of a mast onto a bonus gangplank because no shit wasn't even there. I'm sorry, I'm all scattered up. No, those assholes right before that insulted our honor. Bea went over, started shooting at people. She wouldn't have taken that shit.
She
Yeah?
shot at people when they shot at her. Sticks and
Yeah, well,
shots
stones
were
will break
fired.
your bones, but words will never hurt you.
I will point out, as you're all saying this, Golrog the ogre is like just sitting on the other side of the cell, just like checking his teeth, like as some of them are missing, and he just kind of looks over at you guys and just like as you're saying all this, and he just like shrugs and is like, "Ugh."
Give him like that kind of, we settled our differences, so kind of give him a respect, like,
Yeah, he gives you a little like back and like, "Ugh. Yeah,
just
you hit
Still no
fucking
pie.
hard for being tiny."
hey, yeah, it's a pretty good hook you got yourself there, man. I mean, for being huge, I mean, you already had an advantage on me, and I still beat your ass, but still, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Well done, man. Hey, next
you might
time
lose
we'll
a toenail. Sorry.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Not sorry.
that might happen.
Not sorry at all. Mm-mm.
He looks over at Bren, who's like, Did you throw lightning at me?"
I did. The
Yeah, you can do that.
Leviathan gives us drowned ones quite honorable gifts for our service.
That's pretty fucking cool. By the way, as a quick point, because of all the tech stuff, we got a little like tossed up there. So first of all, for throwing a spell in a bar fight, Bren, why don't you go ahead and give yourself 1 corruption for for that?
I did.
So Kit
Yep, that's
making
fair.
peace and Zaz attempting to things that. Why don't you two take 1 order point for
Hey,
how that all went?
cool.
So as we can keep that going.
Right on.
You see occasionally the elf guard kind of floats back in to check to make sure that you guys aren't all killing each other, and that everybody in it appears to be breathing, and then floats out again, fairly attentively. But it is now pretty deep in the night. All of you have stayed here before. You know that in the morning will be the time when you will be like essentially dragged in front of somebody like a guard captain, and they'll decide what to do with you. And really the game here is you grease a palm before that happens so that you just kind of don't make it to that particular hearing.
Yeah.
No
big
they
deal.
don't take the
Well.
money from you when they throw you in here, as their expectation is you're going to use it to give to the person. The person taking your stuff is the one who's expecting to get bribed. So that would be our female elf who keeps floating in and out, and you do notice her kind of like look you all over and then look back and then come back.
Yeah. Well, we should probably use the money that the ogre gave me. 3 gold crowns.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
What
How
is
much
Yeah.
your
is
bud?
it going to cost for
here?
all of us?
Yeah, by the way, it's like, not that I want my money back, but like, you can throw some knives, can't you?
I can shoot a gun.
Ah, that's a good skill to have. And he just kind of like rubs the back of his head, like, did you hit me with something?
Oh, can I remember? No.
He's like, neither
Oh,
can
sorry.
I.
Sorry.
And
Cannot
that's
remember.
when the female, the elven guard just like slams and goes like, shut up.
Hi, love.
Tom,
She just
having been
says,
in here in town before, what is the expected bribe?
It would be probably a couple. The standard bribe would be like a couple of silver pieces would be the max end of it, like maybe 2 silver, as you know, most can't cover that. If you let on, it's a fluid goalpost. If you let on that you have a lot of money, the price goes up. So you don't wanna offer too
I'm
much.
gonna.
It's a means tested
it-
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is it the ogre's money? Is it the ogre's money? He
I was
paid
gonna
for
say,
it.
at the appropriate time, I was gonna go over and get the elf guard to come over and take care of it before.
And she leans in and says, "All right, so you all want to get out of here at daybreak, or do you want to go see my captain?"
So I'm gonna. 1 gold is 10 silver, right? In the system, is it a 1 to
Yes.
10 ratio?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
So we'll go with that.
So I'm gonna take out a gold and be like,
It's 20,
"This is
but-
for me and my crew."
Yeah, it's 20. Yeah.
It's
Okay,
20.
that's fine.
Oh,
That's fine. So
that's fine. I'll overpay. And then I'll take out another gold and be like, "This is so that the orc does go to see the captain."
okay, so
The ogre.
she
Yeah.
takes the 1 and goes, "All right then, we'll be in." And she just takes the other one, looking over, and goes, "My captain will be thrilled to meet the famous Gulrog. Not so famous. He's just
Wonderful.
mostly a famous asshole."
And I'm just gonna walk back over to it's taken care of.
Yeah, so this is probably about like 3 in the morning at this point, as you start seeing the sky start to lighten a bit. And then when the sun starts creeping over, you hear footsteps, several footsteps coming down the hall. And you see the elf guard come in, but she has an utterly straight face at the moment. And she will not meet eyes with any of you. And behind her stand a retinue of soldiers in much finer looking garb than the ones who came to grab all of you. And she opens the door and says, "All right," and she indicates the crew Wilde, "You all are to go with these gentlemen behind me." And she says, "The rest of you, you're going to come with me." And you are then, your things are taken up by the other guards. They manacle each of you. And
Hey.
the elf will not look at you, just like straight avoiding eye contact.
I want a refund.
As you say that, one of the new guards leads into this. "There was a change of plans. The governor wants to see you."
Cool.
As you are all led out, and as you're marching out, you see
Wait,
that in the
as we
center
walk
of the
past,
hall. Yeah, go for it.
As we walk past, I want to lean over towards the elfin guard and be like, "Don't worry, I'll find you. You owe me money."
As you are led out into
always-
the courtyard, you see several posts have been set up, and they walk you right by these. And as you begin to leave, you see the ogre and the 3 other ones being led toward the posts. And you go to the streets of Somara. The fog from last night is just starting to be burned away. You hear the crack of gunfire behind you in the fort. The streets are starting to fill up. You are led to what used to be the town square. For those of you who remember the town before the law came to it, This was a kind of a dirt plaza gathering place. There would be impromptu markets thrown up here. Now it has been turned into the governor's palace, a walled mansion. You are led in through the back gates, through a very, very nice garden, a wonderfully tended garden. As you are led through, you actually see a Grendel going through, trimming bushes, tending to flowers, turns and just stares right through all of you, just thoroughly doesn't, like, intentionally not noticing you all. You're led through a patio space with tables and chairs, and you're led inside the back of this mansion into a sunroom. And you see a little bit of like a cafe table, and then a seating area set up for conversation right by it. And seated in the cafe table is a short man in flowing morning robes that look to be made of silk. Strong brown eyes, a weak chin, and a roundish face, and he looks directly at Lady Zara. As you recognize this man, this is Niccolo Donato, the noble from your past, as he says, "Ah, my morning guests," and he says, he looks it down and sees your manacles, and is like, oh, please, remove those. Those are, no, unneeded. Please, sit. He goes, "Lady Zara, it is wonderful to see you again. May I offer you something to drink? Coffee, perhaps? Or do you still take tea in the morning?"
From you, I don't need anything.
Oh, I really do hope we could leave all that ugliness in the past. It's time to turn a new page. You see, when the Night's Watch report came to me, came across my desk, and I saw your name on it, I knew we needed to speak. Where are my manners? I am Niccolo Donato. I am the duly appointed governor of Somara, and you all are the crew of the Wilde, a very infamous ship. And he turns to look at Zara again and goes, "You have become part of a rather famous crew here. Now, sit, please. Would any of you like to eat anything?"
Mm-hmm.
What would you, he says, "Well, come, bring our guests some food," as he indicates. And you see behind you, the soldiers are all still standing. And he says, "Now, as I said, your reputation precedes you, Captain Kit. Uh, the story
That's
of
so,
how you
Governor.
the story of how you gave Captain Velar the slip and claimed one of her legs is already crossing into the realm of legend. The Venisarans would pay a hefty bounty for all of you. And indeed, me giving you to them would be a gesture of goodwill between our two estranged nations."
Well, then, and I suppose, Governor, it strikes me as pretty lucky that you appear to be already a very rich man, not needing any money, and not someone disposed to goodwill. So, guess that settles that, doesn't it?
Ah, how you understand me. I have a much better use for you.
I thought you might.
I simply wanted you to understand your predicament, as it were. A rather remarkable discovery has been made. A Venissaran expedition discovered irrefutable proof that these islands were once the old Elfland, the elven homeland. On one of the deep islands, they discovered the mythical library city of Azil Asari. It's a tremendous find, if true, but it seems it's quite a dangerous place, as only a few of the expedition crew returned. The Venisarans are currently organizing another expedition to go there. And well, you see, I would like to beat them to it. I'm a bit of a book collector, if I may say so, and there is a bit of a legend of a tome kept in this library city that I would like to acquire. And it seems to me that you all are in the business of, let's say, acquisitions. Dangerous and complicated acquisitions appear to be your specialty. Is that fair to say?
We prefer grim and perilous acquisitions, but yeah, pretty close.
Oh, that has a nice ring to it.
The
Well,
last time I was in a position to help you, it cost me dearly. Why should I do it now?
Well, this is let's say a bit of a chance to make amends. It shall profit you greatly this time around. I'm willing to pay handsomely for uh, the return of this book. Well, not return, the acquisition of this book. Additionally, I would be willing to provide the Venisarans with paperwork uh, post-dated to the previous governor that your recent adventures at their expense were under the official papers and auspices of the Valorians, which would mean that they would have to lift the price against you as you were operating as an official extension of our government, making your lives
So we would
significantly
be privateers instead of, pirates.
Well, Bran, I think
Indeed.
what the governor's saying is we would be post hoc privateers. Privateers
Ugh.
in the past, it sounds like. It sounds like our friend here is offering to rewrite history.
You put it so succinctly.
Friend,
I'm sure
there
the
are
Quiddle
things
could
you
do the
took that
same.
money can't replace.
Seems
Oh,
like
please,
that's
money can replace
special
everything if
skills.
applied in enough. So, now,
You
in
forgive
addition to
me,
having your
Governor,
pirates, yes,
but you're new here, and you may have realized that we aren't actually hard up for money, and we've been avoiding the Venisarans quite well on our own. I've yet to hear anything that makes me think this is something that we need to participate in.
so that comes to the other side of this proposal. Your ship is very well equipped for this mission, and it would be fantastic if you all would accept this offer and crew this. If not, I would be happy to have those gentlemen behind you put the manacles back on you, ship you over to the Venisarans, and have someone else sail your ship.
No one else can
And
sail
that's
our
the rub.
ship.
So rude.
Therapy.
So rude.
On the other side of this,
Yeah.
I'm offering paperwork to clear you of all piracy charges, and I would be willing to make a down payment of 1 month's worth of food, water, and supplies on your ship, which I've already taken the liberty of having loaded onto your ship, as it is either going to remain your ship in my employ, or it would just become my ship here in a few moments. In addition to that, I will be willing to pay 10,000 gold crowns for this expedition.
I believe that is more our tune.
Yeah.
I thought it might be.
Well, sounds like what we
He's made
have
us
here
an
is
offer
one of
we
those.
never refused.
Sounds like we have one of those might makes right sort of situations, don't we? Either we play along and get paid handsomely, or you take our ship. So, not much of an option.
It
Well,
does seem
I
like
do
one of the
think the
options
governor
seems
needs
far
to
more
sweeten the pot. Yeah, I
Sure.
do think you have to sweeten the pot. I think
Well-
Mama Zara is owed an apology.
I was hoping.
Go ahead.
How important is the book? How important is the book to you?
And you better make sure she believes you.
Mama Zara
I was
is like
hoping
a
my actions
sea
would
of
speak.
emotions going on.
Yeah.
Like her face is like reading everything. Like there's fear and panic and anger and fury and just everything just cycling through.
My crew makes a good point, though. Come on, Governor. Can't be that hard. Apologize to them.
I was hoping my actions would speak louder than mere words, Lady Zara, but for all of my part in our past ugliness, I apologize and hope you find it in yourself to forgive me.
What do you think of that, Mama? Good enough?
He messed
I
with
didn't hear
the
the
pie
music yet.
maker.
I think you could have
Say the
growled
word,
more.
Mama.
It's up to you, Mama. It's your call.
I think there are things in the past that it's going to take more than an apology to fix. But I do think we are kind of stuck at the moment. So we'll take this job. But you and I are going to have a talk. There's some things, but we can keep that in private.
Yes, we will be able to settle old debts once this is done. I appreciate you taking on this mission, as it is
How is she?
quite important to me personally and also quite important professionally.
Mom asked you a question,
You all,
Governor.
I have one additional request for this, as their sort of mission requires a bit of oversight. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that, well, I don't trust you. So, I would appreciate, and if I
Feelings
am
mutual.
unclear here, when I say appreciate, will require you to take along a servant of mine to oversee things. His name is Vico. He's little more than an accountant, but I trust him. Please do try to keep him alive, as part of that final payment is predicated on you returning him to me in mostly one piece. I understand this will be a dangerous mission, and you can't control everything, but I would very much appreciate him back alive.
Is she alive?
Very well.
She is alive and well.
Okay, then. We'll do your
So,
job.
Governor, if I may make a personal suggestion for the well-being of this particular voyage, I understand you have been nothing if not generous in this particular exchange. However, I have methods of making the voyage more predictable, less hazardous, less grim and perilous, as it were. Do you happen... let's put it this way. Are you a wine-drinking man, by any chance?
I am.
If you would, if you were to bequeath upon me a bottle of decent enough wine, I may be able to not guarantee, but positively affect the course of this journey.
He waves a servant over and whispers in his ear, takes out a piece of paper. There's an inkwell with a quill in it. He scratches something on it very quickly, folds it up, and hands it and says, 2 crates of wine are being delivered to the Wilde.
You have my thanks, as does the goddess.
Now,
All right, Governor. Does that conclude our business?
well, I was hoping to be a bit more specific on what we were actually looking for. The book that you will be seeking will be in the main library complex of the city. I don't have a full description of what the city looks like, as most of it is lost to memory. However, the book has an intricately carved Y-shaped rune on the front of it made of gold, and was the tome of the explorations of the elven magi of Sembal. I very much value this book. Bring it back to me, and I will pay you handsomely.
Book with a big golden Y on the cover. You got it. That shouldn't be too hard to find.
Indeed.
Now,
Well,
Governor,
yes,
I have, you've heard of me, right? You know who I am.
Yes.
Good. That's good to hear. Because I know when I'm being strong-armed, and I'm being strong-armed right now. I've strong-armed a few
I
people.
didn't think I was being subtle about it, but...
Yeah, well, I'm a slow learner, slow to pick things up, but even I can pick this one up. Governor, We'll take your fucking job. Fine. Me and my crew will go find your goddamn book. Do whatever you need us to do. Fine. But you forced our hand, which means you're in prime position to fuck us over if you want to, aren't you? Yeah, you are.
That is a downside of your position.
Mm-hmm. I just want to warn you against that right now, Governor. Because here's the thing about Kit Calloway. I'll do any crazy damn thing you want me to do. Fine. But I'm just crazy enough I don't value my life too highly. And if you fuck me and my crew over, if you hurt any of these people, if you try to send the Wilde to the bottom of the ocean or do any stupid shit like that, I will swim back and I will strangle you in your fucking sleep. Do you understand me?
Your threat is noted.
Good. Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure doing business with you. Please feel free to eat breakfast, have a drink, and when you're ready, you may. He turns back and says, "These gentlemen will show you out the way you came in, and will return your items to you." As he brushes himself off and gets up. "Now, if you don't mind, I have a few other morning meetings I have to attend to. It was a pleasure meeting you all." And he
Pleasure's
sure
all
that
yours, top of the morning.
necessary paperwork will be provided in advance of our departure.
He turns back and says, "The paperwork will be provided upon delivery of the book."
No. See, if we get into trouble on the way to get your book, it would really be best for you if we had the papers we needed now.
Well,
It would be so sad to lose the book to
it would be
unfriendlies.
complicated
Sea is
were
a dangerous place.
it would be a very complicated situation where a ship acting as an official privateer for the Valordian government to be caught attempting to sneak into a recent find by the Venisarans. So, unfortunately, the paperwork will need to wait until after the book.
Asshole
That's
needs to be
okay.
able to
Because
disavow it.
you clearly did not get caught.
We'll take a official pardon of all crimes we've committed as a temporary stay.
He just looks at you
Until
and
the
says,
actual paperwork can be provided.
just narrows his eyes and says, "What crimes?" And just walks
Any
out.
crimes.
I don't think we're in quite that favorable a position here.
No, I think he
So-
might have actually just cleared our record, but did it like an asshole.
That is his
More or
way.
less.
And here I thought I was the
That
slow
was the
one's ass.
impression I got as well.
All
Can
right,
we
y'all.
not stay here? Please.
Let's get the
Eating this
Let's get the
man's
fuck outta
food
here.
makes me
So-
nauseous.
The
I agree.
gentleman in the much finer livery walk you out to the garden again, and then they return all of your pistols and weapons and rolling pins that you had with you in the bar. And you now may make your way down to the Wilde. It's a short walk down to the ship. It's not a terribly large town. You see one of the groups of the cutters moving through on the morning route as the jungle here grows very aggressively. So often what is mostly when you get into a bit of a drunken fight, they usually don't tie you to a post and shoot you. They usually press gang you into doing a day's work where you go to the edge of town and beat back the jungle with machetes and blades and things like that. As you see the first group of the morning being put out on their first of 3 trips to the edge of the city during this day, as jungle grows fast here. You move down through the town, and there in the harbor, moored to the dock, is a sleek 3-masted carrack. Its sails stowed, its rig in perfect order. The fresh caulking in the wood, its long-barreled bronze cannons gleaming with polish. Fast, nimble, with lovely lines, the Wilde awaits its crew.
Out of curiosity, has the wine been delivered?
You see a group of dock workers dragging the like 2 crates towards the thing, and you can see that it is labeled with a vineyard, a Truton vineyard that is fairly well known for turning out high volume of stock, if not high quality stock.
Well, that is just fine for my purposes. I'm going to request dockhands or whoever might be available to open one of the crates.
Oh, one of them, of course, and pops it open, and you see bottles, dozens of bottles in this crate.
All right. Going to...
It appears to be a solid... all of it is red, so it's all red wine.
That's fine.
Fine by me.
Perfect. He's going to take one of the bottles. He's going to walk over to the bow of the ship, turn it over in his hand, and he's going to cast Bon Voyage.
Ooh. So what does Bon Voyage
I like it
do?
already.
Yeah.
So Bon Voyage is, if I can find the damn thing, it is a drowned one spell, a petty spell. Essentially, it's a magical christening. So a bottle of wine is shattered on a boat's hull. The intended effect is that a boat I touch or smash a bottle of wine against grants anyone aboard a +10 base chance to navigation tests while on the boat. It's magic lasts as long as you remain on the boat, and you must name both the port of departure and the destination port. Ports of call do not account for this magic. Once the boat reaches its destination, the magic fades.
You have the slight issue if you don't actually know. Like they gave you a general island, but you don't. Yeah, you can use the name of the island, which I didn't actually give you. So go ahead and let's roll your incantation, and we'll hand wave that bit because.
Okay. Would I be able to channel power for this one?
Absolutely, go ahead. Is this
Okay,
this a lesser spell?
It's a petty spell, so it's a step.
Oh, it's
sort of in the same class as generalist.
Okay, so then this is a standard roll, just flat.
Okay. Please work. Okay, so that unfortunately is a failure.
So, as you go to swing, you strike the ship, and the bottle does not break.
Always a bad sign.
Well,
Yeah, and
as a critical failure, but...
So it is at this point... Oh, no, go ahead. Please continue.
Well, I mean, can I give it another go?
If you do, it will be harder to pull off. I'll give you one more shot, but it's going to be, I'm going to set it at a -20 to try it again.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And then after this one, it sits. Oh.
Okay, that is 31.
So with a -20, what was your target?
So -20 would be 36.
36.
Or actually,
so you make
46.
it,
Excuse me, 46.
Did
So,
you channel both of those?
I did, and thankfully, because I'm using the focus that we mentioned on the session 0, the corruption is negated.
All right, so then there's this pause as you then say the incantation again and rear back, and the bottle shatters, and there is a give me an aspect, like some physical manifestation of the Leviathan that is like momentarily visible in the wine.
So the bottle shatters, and the wine kind of splashes onto the hull. And for a second before it starts just seeping down, you can see the splatters kind of take on the pattern of writhing tentacles along the course of the hull. And Brent kind of stands there, arms outstretched. The goddess has blessed this journey. All right, let's go get killed.
That was fucking cool.
As you
man.
all climb the
Bryn?
ramp onto your ship, you see an elderly woman standing at the dock. One of your deckhands, Lutia Mace. Lutia is the saltiest of sea dogs. She has been on every type of ship, on every sea, sailing for every conceivable side of every war. She is eternal. As you walk up, she looks at Bren and says, "Rightly done. You can't swing a bottle at your boat and not have it break. Well done, well done, young one." And she kind of pats you on the head.
Well, could have been worse. The wine could have turned to silt and flowed out of the bottle. That would mean the voyage would be cursed, thankfully.
Well, best to avoid curses. Best. And she turns to the captain and says, "Speaking of which, I'm mighty glad we didn't push off last night, Captain."
Oh yeah? What was going on?
The fog, she says, the fog was very, very thick last night. I wouldn't want to set off on a fog like that. She goes,
Well.
Only with fogs when a fog like that is on the water, Gentleman Janik is out hunting. And Gentleman Janik is an old ghost story of the archipelago of a pirate ship that has supposedly haunted the waters for about a century. Crew leaving neither living nor dead. It's one of Lutia's favorite ghost stories. She references it, if not daily, definitely weekly.
Well, that's a load of shit.
Well, Lutia, if you had known what trouble we were getting up to last night, you might have thought a tangle with a pirate ghost would be preferable. And I'm going to walk down below deck and start looking over everything that they possibly could have touched on my ship.
So you find the ship's hold is fully stocked now. You had done your usual business of getting 2 weeks of supplies ready just in case the Wilde had to, I don't know, leave port suddenly because somebody got into some trouble. And now you have another month's worth of supplies. Some of them very, very, some very good food, large stores of fresh fruit, lots of water, and now 2 full crates of wine minus 1 bottle being added to the cargo bay. You are unhappy with the method that the boxes were tied down.
Mm-hmm. I'd also like to, I don't think for a second that they came right here, put this in, and left. So I'd like to make a wider search. We don't have to describe it, but just a wider search of the ship to make sure everything is in order.
So as you begin to do that, you see a small, very pale human with jet black hair in a crow's beak coming onto the ship and walking down into the bay and says to you, "That will be hardly necessary. My master, Governor Donato, would not sink to something as crude and obvious as hiding somebody on your ship. There would be no quicker way to destroy the trust that we have begun to establish than by hiding somebody or something on this ship." And he extends his hand and says,
Go ahead.
he extends his hand and says, "My name is Vico, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you."
I'm going to walk up and pat him on the face instead of taking his hand and be like, "Oh, honey, see, there is no trust. Spectators don't come below decks. Up you go."
"Of course, terribly sorry," as he heads back up onto deck. So
I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
As Zaz is making their search of the lower deck, let's go with I can't. Oh my goodness, none of the character names are here, and I'm still getting used to them. Vivi, your character. How do you say it again? I'm sorry.
Alize.
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 Alize. What is Alize? Where does Alize go?
Alize is checking out on the gunpowder and making sure nobody messed with her special mixture.
So the gunpowder is all in order. The cannon powder is fully stocked. Zaz does their work very, very well, and there's always enough shot and powder for every gun. They like to keep it about 30 rounds per gun, which is pretty serious. And your special mixes for your musket are all completely untouched, perfectly dry, and in good storage.
Très bien, très bien.
And once you determine all that, where do you head?
She'll probably head up in the crow's nest, ready, just looking out and making sure nobody's ambushing them while they're leaving the port. Wouldn't put nothing past that ogre.
Well, you're quite sure that ogre ate a bullet tied to a post after having left the fort.
Well, she does not believe in her luck that much.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you didn't bring your musket into town, that it was below deck, as you sling it over your shoulder and climb up the rigging to your favorite spot. As you swing into the crow's nest, you see the fort, its shadow quite appropriately looming over the harbor right now, as it has a beautiful firing position on every ship in dock. You can see soldiers moving about on the ramparts, but nothing that would suggest to you anything. They're not loading weapons or anything like that. The docks appear to be very normal and moving about their day very normally. Mama Azara, where do you go?
Oh man, Mama Zara is gonna grab probably like 2 bottles of wine out of the crate and just walk probably to the galley, because that's where she's most comfortable, and is probably just gonna sit down and look for, like, just proceed to imitate Callaway here and drink some feelings, and maybe look out for Lutia. Just, old bag, and her stories are comforting, and we've being the 2 old ladies full of all sorts of, I can't think of the word that I want to say, but like stories, like we've frequently spend time talking, but
Lutia does make her way down to the galley as she comes down and sees you reaching the bottom of one bottle of feelings and reaching for another, as she just kind of sits down and says, "So I heard you met the new governor."
Where did he come from?
I'd only recently heard that he was here. He apparently sought out the post. It's very unusual.
Wilde's a little more famous than we thought.
Perhaps. No one looks for the post in the Barbada. This is the end of the world. Why would he come all this way? Why would he be here?
Supposedly he's looking for something. I don't know if it's something or me.
You?
I don't know.
Is the governor Is this him?
She's just gonna nod and drink heavily. Not say a word.
Did you ask about
She
Her?
lives well, supposedly. That's, more than I'd hoped.
That's good.
Hopefully I can find out some more after this stupid job is done.
Well,
Keep an eye out,
she
though. Like,
reaches and snatches the bottle out of your hand and just takes a little swig and says, "We're to set sail. I'm going to be needed on deck, but once we're at sea, I will," she goes, "we'll help you with the next bottle." And she sets it back down. And she heads
keep an
up.
eye out. He's notorious for, I don't
Turns around,
trust
being an
anyone
asshole.
he's put on here. That, yes, but I don't trust his little minion or whatever job he's got us doing is all he says it is.
And Lucia makes her way onto deck where Captain Kit Calloway is getting ready to give the orders for the Wilde to set sail for the first time under his command.
Yeah. But first, I gotta talk to Zaz.
Easy enough
And,
to find.
Kit's
They're
gonna-
below deck.
Yeah, Zaz is always below deck. Kit kind of comes down. Kit's a tall guy. Below deck, it's pretty low, so he always has to kind of crouch when he's down here a little bit. Sees Zaz inventorying, doing inventory, and hey, Zaz, you got a minute?
Yeah, help me move boxes. They stack like shit.
Yeah, sure, no problem. And as he's helping kind of hoist boxes, Zaz, I'm sorry. I fucked
What?
up. For starting shit in the bar and being a drunk asshole.
Kit, if you didn't start shit in the bar, someone else would have.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go to bars.
Yeah, you probably got the right idea. But listen, Zaz, this is gonna be weird, alright? Without her around, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. I'm making this up as I go along, alright? I never wanted this job. But it's the one I gotta have right now. It's the one I was given, and I disobey an order from my captain, alright? So, I need you on my side. And I'll do whatever I can to help you. I need you to help me.
Zaz looks at him for a minute. Actually stops what they're doing and turns and looks at him. I'm always on your side. And I always help you. In fact, giving you shit for the shit you start is part of helping you.
Suppose that's true, yeah. But
And
do me a
don't
favor.
worry about the ship. Don't worry about the ship too much. I know it looked like Captain Beatrice had everything under control, and she did. But the ship can run itself. We'll be
All right.
fine.
Can
What's
I
your
ask just one favor? Yeah, it's a simple thing, but look, you don't have to respect me. You don't even have to fucking like me. You don't have to even do what I say, Zaz. You're smart. You're strong. You're independent. You don't need me telling you what to do. Just, if we're gonna keep order on this ship, if we're gonna pull this fucking thing off, when we're above deck, I need to be the captain. Alright? And I need you to help me keep these people in line.
I can do that.
Alright.
But when Captain Beatrice comes back, she's the captain.
You will hear no argument from me there, sister. I don't want to be captain at all. But as soon as Bea gets back, she can have the hat. I don't want it. But
Square
for
deal.
now, just shake on it.
And I do.
And Kit pulls Zaz into kind of a, like, handshake and kind of like a little pat hug. All right.
It clearly makes Zaz really uncomfortable. Like, this is a thing that mammals do. What's happening here? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go take us out? I was gonna keep stacking things, but I can steer if you need me to steer.
I got something I gotta do real quick. Just a letter I gotta send. But
Okay.
if you want to get us out,
Hey,
I think.
hey, can we throw the spectator over the boat yet?
I would love to do that, Zaz. That sounds fucking awesome. However, we have been pretty thoroughly strong-armed, and I get the feeling if we do something stupid, we're gonna get blown out of the fucking water before we even leave port. So maybe wait till we're out to sea before we give that feller some fucking cement shoes and throw him overboard, yeah?
Got it. So wait till we're out of sea, throw him over the side, get the book for ourselves, sell it to somebody else.
And this conversation never happened.
Very good. I'm going to go up to the top of the and take us out of port while Kit has his other conversation.
Well, to the point that Zaz was attempting to make, the crew of the Wilde had been releasing mooring lines, beginning the process of moving out of the harbor, as it takes some time to get the ship away and angled correctly and away from other ships so the sails can be opened. So it takes the better part of an hour to maneuver into position as the Wilde now stands ready to drop sail and to exit the harbor of Somara, awaiting the word of the captain.
And Kit goes to his cabin, sits down at his desk. It's Beatrice's desk, really. None of this is his. He's just borrowing it. He sits down, opens up a journal, and quickly jots something down for himself. And he writes, Dear Bea, you're not going to read this. I don't even know why I'm fucking writing it. I've already fucked everything up. Probably didn't think it would be that quick. But you gave me the captain's hat. I haven't even worn the fucking thing yet, and I'm already screwing up this job. I'm doing my best, though. I'm trying for you. I just don't think I'm up to this. But I know you wouldn't want me to quit. And I know you don't want me to get killed out there, so I'm gonna be good, be a good little soldier and play along, do what this asshole governor says. And then hopefully, if he doesn't fuck us over, we'll come back, and you'll come back, and you can have the hat again, and I won't have to deal with this. But till then, I'm trying my best. Trying my best for you. Admiral Ambrose misses you. Kit's doing fine, the cat that is. And the crew seems to be in pretty good spirits. It's not the same without you. And this bed is cold without you here. I miss you. Love, Kit. And he slams the book shut, walks out of the cabin and says, All right, everyone, get to your fucking station. Set sail now!
Sails are set. They fill with wind. The Wilde moves forward, out into the ocean. And for the better part of the day, The Wilde moves out into open water. And then the time comes to turn southwest to your destination, and it is time to set a course. So we are going to need a navigation roll from the ship navigator / cook. So Kit, you need to set a course, and you know who the best person is to consult the stars / sky for such a thing.
I'm gonna just tell some rando scallywag on deck, get Mama Zara up here, you're gonna need her for navigating, and tell her to bring a pie while you're at it, please. Thank you.
Mama Zara's gonna come up the stairs with pie. I'm like, you know, Kit, you know. There's always gotta have pie first night out on ship.
We gotta
I'm
keep
just
some
gonna
traditions,
set it.
Mama.
Yeah, we do. We need them. And she'll set the pie down off to a little table somewhere, and just kind of stand there and just look up and just kind of get lost for a moment, just around, and like you can see things whirring in her head, and she is somewhere far, far away.
So,
And then she stops.
Chai,
Yeah.
the player, do you feel like this might impact your role? Because I was going to give you a routine +10. Do you feel like it's maybe going to be a little harder on Mama Zara?
I think today it would be, because of everything happening today.
Okay, so let's make a navigation roll at a -10.
Okay.
And then a +10 because of the
that's
Bon
right.
Voyage.
For that. So it's going to be a flat
we've
roll.
got a minus, we've got a plus.
The journey
I
is
have
what?
my own plus.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, so go ahead. It's a flat roll. Your distraction is balanced out by the spell.
Okay. And
Did you say you have your own
here.
plus, Chai, from something?
I do, because I have azimuth, so when I can see the stars, assuming I can see them, or if it's cloudy, you tell me, I get a +20 base chance to nav test.
Clear skies today. It is a beautiful day on the ocean. The water is not particularly choppy. It is a wonderful day to be sailing.
Okay. Looking for... Oh, that is not good.
You know what?
Yeah.
We've had a minimal rolling sort of day. We don't have the tokens right now, but you have a fortune token that you could.
Have fortune things.
You have one that you could re-roll with.
Let's spend one of those re-rolls and try this again, because that was real bad, even with my bonus. No, we're just gonna...
Oh no. So
Zara is just gonna be like, she's gonna stop and like look, and she's just kind of lost, and she knows she's kind of lost, and she's just gonna, you know, shake her head at Kit and just, I'm sorry, I'm just a little out of it today. I think Zaz could maybe do this.
Yeah, we'll try. It's all right, Mama. Take it easy. Go get some rest. I know it's been hard on all of us. You'll be all right.
As this is happening,
I'm gonna go check on the cat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kit the cat. Yeah. Oh yes.
Kit the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you say that. Yeah, as you say that, Bren, you feel a very familiar weight drop onto your tail, Lodek, as Kit the cat, Captain Beatrice's prized cat, is yet again attempting to pounce on the rat person on board the ship.
You just hear from the back, "Oh, come on to fuck." Get off my fucking tail!
God damn
Up in the
it, kid, let him
crow's
go.
Up in the crow's nest, you are watching over the. You are on your lookout duty as you are. You prefer the solitude of the crow's nest. It is a beautiful day, but off to starboard in the deep ocean, you see a swelling of water rolling across the ocean as coming at the ship at a very oblique angle is a rogue wave.
Yeah,
So
she's
now we're going to get it. Oh, go ahead. Shout.
She would definitely shout out, "Rogue wave coming from." I don't know if that's starboard or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
Starboard is
Over
right.
there.
So this is
Sucker
getting
bird.
into a mechanic that we're going to be using on the ship when we have a menace to the ship, be it a ship going to fire a broadside or a rogue wave. I declare a number of D6 that this is bad. Then each of you get an opportunity to do something to help the ship with this problem. If you roll a success on it, you take away 1d6. If you roll a critical success, you get to take away 2d6. At the end, whatever the number of d6 is left, I roll them. If a 6 appears, we roll on a d100 table of bad stuff that happens to the ship. So your goal, get rid of as many d6s as you can to reduce the chances of a 6 happening. This is going to be a 6d6 sort of thing. Now, we're going to start with Captain Kit. Rogue Wave has just been called. Starboard, you turn and see it. You have some time to react here. What is it you would like to do?
Oh, literally going off my Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag knowledge here. I mean, that would be steer into it, right? Try to steer over it.
Yes, it would be. So,
yeah. So do that. Sorry, Tom, I didn't catch all the mechanics there. That was a lot quick.
no, it's okay.
How should I go about this?
You do something and we make a roll. So in this case, steering is Zaz. Is Zaz at the helm?
I think I'd be at the helm now. I mean, I came out, yeah.
Okay. Then make me a piloting check.
Okay. Zaz is actually probably better at this than me, but...
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, almost. How many dots do you have in pilot? Oh shit, I'm flipped to fail on pilot.
I was going to say, I have 2 dots in pilot, and I flip to succeed, and all my successes are critical successes.
Yeah, Zaz should do this.
Zaz is probably
should definitely
piloting.
do
Zaz. So we'll open with Zaz. Make a piloting check to turn towards the wave and hit the angle right.
Okay. Yeah, clearly when Rogue Wave is called, Zaz runs up and takes the helm. Like, hold on, let me come do this. You're allowed to steer us on a dock. Like, let's not go crazy.
I'm good at hitting shit, not steering.
All right, so we're gonna roll. It's an 81.
81 becomes 18 because you flip to succeed.
Yep.
And it becomes a critical success.
And it becomes a critical success.
So Zaz hits the angle. You are now going directly towards the wave. It is starting to swell, and as it stands right now, it looks like it would break right as you contact it. So you're at the perfect angle, and you've taken off 2d6. So this is now a 4d6 event. You either need to pick up some speed or lose some speed to avoid it breaking directly over you. Would our person in the rigging would anyone like to try to take up some sails or drop some sails to pick some speed up?
I would say correctly, Bryn is.
Were you gonna make it up in time?
Yeah, I would say both of you could roll. Both of you could roll agility checks to see if you could get into the sails and let some more sails out to pick up a little bit of speed real quick.
Okay. Agility,
so both of you roll.
Okay.
So that's 45 plus 2 dots. That made 65.
Ooh, that's actually quite good.
Mm-hmm.
25.
No, just yeah. So 25, that's a success. We're down to 3d6 now. Oh, 2d6. So we're doing really, really well now.
29.
So now, what would Mama Zara do? Sorry, Mama Zara do to help the ship prepare for a rogue wave?
I think Mama Zara would probably be mostly calling out to anyone on deck and like below deck to like brace themselves, and anything that could be like washed away or like, you know, slide and crash into someone, like just try and get the crew to
Ooh, let's go
prepare
with you are
for
below
that to
deck
happen.
and you see a group,
Button
you
on the
see some
hatches.
people who are in the process of untying a piece of cargo to access it. So roll me a fellowship test to really quickly like get them to tie it back down.
Okay. I've got to beat up 50.
Oh yeah. So yes. All right. So what do you say to them?
I'm just gonna shout like, wave, batten down everything, brace for impact.
You see them just kind of like, and they start like really quickly like tying a knot to like and cinching it really tight to make sure it doesn't to get down. And then you brought up the idea. So Kit, would the captain like to make the official call to brace for impact?
Yeah, sure. Totally.
All right, go ahead and roll me a leadership test.
Sounds like another thing I suck at. Sure does. I'm sorry. Which,
Come on,
what's
Kit,
that
we
follow?
need to do the leadership thing.
Yeah, that's flip to fail. Also, cool.
Oh
So,
no,
that's
the
great.
captain didn't take any ranks in leadership.
It's not an option. I don't have any. Okay.
Oh.
Cool.
All right.
So
we have
that's a thing.
1d6 remaining. So let's you all hit the wave. It is a huge wave. The ship rocks up and nothing bad happens as I rolled a 5 on my 1d6 left. By the way, as that stands, that was a pretty easy challenge. There will be worse ones down the road. Just wanted to intro that. So be thinking about things your character can do to stop ships from getting shot, running into things, or stuff like that. But you managed to ride out the wave. Mama Zama, you have returned back below decks after the issue with the navigation. You have shouted at these men to tie that piece of cargo down. You now find yourself alone in the galley, lost in all these thoughts, and a memory comes back to you of a time you reached out.
Mama Zara is she's very, very lost in thought, and she just sits there for a minute and picks up her cards and she just makes all the face that you just saw and she just like, is it time? And like,
and as you
yeah,
hear,
she just stumbles over words.
as you hear a voice begin to answer, that is where we're going to come back to it next week. So,
Oh, this is gonna be
You
fun.
son of a bitch.
Oh, the cliffhanger.
all right.
I love it.
Thank you, everyone who stayed with us.
Smalls.
There's still we still have a very good viewership right now. Thank you for hanging with us through all the technical problems and Thank you so much. Thank you all watching on YouTube who also in the future hung through those technical problems. We appreciate all of you. As someone who started watching Encounter Roleplay on YouTube and now finds himself GMing on Encounter Roleplay, I have a special place in my heart, I should say, for the YouTube watchers out there, because that's how I got started also. Fantastic job, everyone. And since we don't have any of our names or tags, let's go around and talk about where we can be found and things like that. Let's start with the captain, nominally. Colin, where can the people find you?
Joke's never gonna get old, is it, fam?
Never.
Hi, so yeah, what did we learn? Kit is good at punching things, not so good at captaining things, but I'm confident he will grow into it eventually. What are you doing, Vivi? Yes, that is the game we're playing.
She's plugging the player's
super
handbook,
plug.
is what she's doing. Yeah.
I got one here. I got one too. We all have it.
Where can we find you, Colin? Any other
Yeah,
games
you
you're
can find
playing
me-
on by any chance?
Yeah, man. You can find me right here on Encounter Roleplay doing Encounter Roleplay stuff. Friday nights here, obviously. Wednesday nights from 6 to 9, where I am playing Domhnall Gallagher in Cult Divinity Lost I Am Pilgrim, which has had one episode already, and it is absolutely goddamn terrifying. Without spoilers, if you haven't watched the first episode yet, teeth. So many teeth. Oh, so many teeth. And then soon, starting, Lydia's out there somewhere, so she'll correct me if I'm wrong here, but it should believe August 17th. Yeah, August 17th. On Kobold Press, I will be in Lesson in Deep Magic on Kobold Press, featuring some kick-ass Encounter Roleplay people, such as Lydia, Half-Assed Hermit, Draco, Noir Enigma, and Savvy Seaworth. It's going to be so good. We've already spent too much money on costume pieces, and it's going to be so awesome. So please come see all of us looking very, very fancy on Kobold Press starting August 17th. And till next week, yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. This was super fun.
Oh, hello, raiding party that just arrived. Good to see you all.
You're late.
Thank you for coming to Encounter Roleplay. I'm really looking forward to that lesson in Deep Magic. Partially for the cast, which is outstanding, and for Lydia, the GM, because she is an amazing GM. Also because I'm really excited to see the Deep Magic stuff in action, as kickstarted it and have the PDF. Haven't been able to play with it yet.
Yes, that's something I should say. We're using all the Deep Magic stuff. If you want to see the Deep Magic stuff on display, we're using all the new subclasses, all the new races and everything. So you'll get to see all that.
That's going to be awesome. Sliding on down. Steve, where can we find you?
There we go. There's the mic. So you can find me on Twitter under Steve Schwa 91. Honestly, mostly I just put nature pics up there. I'm a little bit of a shutterbug. In terms of RPGs, we just finished Descent into Avernus over on Mimics and Monstrosities. A little bit of an interesting ending. But to follow that up, we're actually going to dive into Call of Cthulhu. Same group. And yeah, it's like 1920s, doing a bit of noir. And there, instead of doing a terrible Irish accent, I'm just going to be dialing up my native Wisconsin accent. So, coming a little bit here, don't you know? So we're probably going to all die, but yeah, that's Call of Cthulhu for you. So yeah.
Excellent. Speaking of Call of Cthulhu, Vivi, where can we find you? Are you still playing Call of Cthulhu?
We still haven't finished yet because, with all the craziness, everything, we were supposed to be finished like a month and a half ago. But yeah, I think we're playing again next Tuesday on Uncanny Adventures. Else, well, I'm here with my Chaos crew, which is hilarious. Don't you miss it next week. Also, keep your eyes out. I'm probably going to be playing in a game with the Wily Hobbit And I'm also playing in more like a low-key, no-cam game on Witty Mitchie's channel on Saturdays, where we're right now in the Frost Giant's flying castle, trying to stop them from getting Tiamat back into the game. Else, you can find me on the Twitter, and that's Miss Vivacia, MRS Vivacia, or here on Twitch as Vivacia, where I really need to get back into streaming. I haven't touched nothing in a month. And else, well, what did we learn about Alizé? She crazy, she sounds kind of French, and she loves shooting people.
Yep. And I hopefully have learned how to say her
Z-boom.
name.
She like the Z-boom.
She lives for the boom.
The boom, the boom, the boom, the boom. Very, very important. Very important.
Right. Where can we find you?
Hi, I'm Chai. You can find me on Twitter at girlychai. I lurk in lots of encounter roleplay things. Here on Twitch as Indiragosa. You can find me Sunday nights at 8 p.m. EDT playing Pathfinder 2E's Extinction Curse AP over on Roll the Roll's Twitch channel, and where I play a tiny little gnome who was raised by elves, and you know, I shoot things with a bow and heal people sometimes, and Lord do we need it, because man, it's bad, always bad, but it's a lot of fun, and yeah, come watch all the great stuff here.
You are going to be in a one-shot later this season here, right?
I am going to be in a one-shot later this season for one-shot Wednesdays. I'm going to be in a thing
we can get
coming in September.
We can get the date later if it's not ready to go. Yeah, in November.
In September, there will be a thing that I will be doing that I will talk more about later.
Excellent. Yeah, when it gets closer. Laura, where can we find you?
Well, I am nominally, theoretically, on Twitter. They took our Twitter handles down, so I'm trying to remember what mine is. You can see how much I use it. I think it's Laura Grant 7, but I don't know for sure.
That
much
sounds
more...
right.
That sounds like what it is. I don't know. We'll do that again next week. I also lurk around Discord as Laura G. You can also find me on Instagram as Shiny Math Rocks, where I am still working my way through learning to make dice. We're on a bit of a hiatus since COVID has really cut down on my time to work on dice. All of a sudden, when you have to share your workshop space with someone else who paints miniatures and doesn't like the pressure pot being used, it doesn't work out so well.
I sense some shade.
Another broadside of shots fired. Well, last and certainly least,
gotta get you back for the broad shots you took at me.
Yeah. I am Tom. I am on the Encounter Roleplay Discord. I play, obviously, here, not in Eclipse, in Wilde and Chaotic. Next week, we will be back on our regular overlay. Again, thank you all for sticking with us. I am not playing in any other games currently. I'm kind of, this is going to be it now. My Friday nights are going to be here. You can find me on Twitter. I am far more active than Laura is, at TP_Grant on Twitter, and I will talk about TTRPGs amongst other things. So that is where you can find me. Thank you so much for sticking this out and staying with us, and we will see you all next week. Oh, and we're also we're going to be, if you stick around on the channel, we're going to be raiding Zweihander's Twitch channel as they have a show actively going right now. So stick with us and let's give Zweihander a thank you for their awesome product. Good people over there at Grim and Perilous. So stick around. We're going to be rating their channel. Until then, see you all next week when things are going to get really, really grim.